Imagine standing on the cold windswept highlands of Changping in late autumn, 260 BCE, a rugged valley in modern Shanxi province. The air reeks of blood rot and despair, and the cracked earth is stained red with the blood of tens of thousands of young soldiers. For 3 years, Qin and Zhao, the two most powerful states of the Warring States era, have fought a total war for Shandang, a strategic mountain corridor that holds the key to dominating northern China. What began as a territorial dispute escalated into the largest, bloodiest battle in pre-imperial Chinese history, ending with a premeditated massacre that has haunted history for over 2,200 years. The story of the Changping battle and the alleged mass burial of 400,000 Zhao soldiers is not just a war tale. It is a chilling dissection of political paranoia, military hubris, logistical collapse, and the cold calculus of power that turns armies into instruments of mass death. Today, we cast aside myths and rely on strict historical records, archaeological evidence, and mainstream academic consensus to uncover the unvarnished truth of this infamous atrocity that shaped the fate of all ancient China. By the mid-3rd century BCE, Qin had become an unstoppable military juggernaut, transformed by Shang Yang's legalist reforms. These reforms created a hyper-centralized state, a merit-based military, and a war machine built for total conquest. Qin's iron-weaponed, disciplined soldiers struck fear across all rival states, and only Zhao could match its military might. Zhao's battle-hardened army and elite cavalry had long blocked Qin's eastward expansion, making it the greatest obstacle to Qin's unification dream. The war's spark came from the small state of Han, which controlled Shandang. Facing defeat by Qin, Han's governor refused to surrender to Qin and offered Shandang to Zhao instead. Zhao's King Shaocheng, a young and impulsive ruler, hungry for glory, ignored his advisors' warnings and annexed Shandang. This reckless decision triggered an all-out war with Qin that sealed Zhao's fate. Qin responded swiftly, sending a massive army led by General Wang to attack Zhao's positions in Changping. Zhao sent its most respected veteran general, Lian Po, to command 450,000 troops, including frontline soldiers, support troops, and laborers. Lian Po understood Qin's strengths and rejected direct pitched battle. He ordered his men to build fortified lines and dig deep trenches for a static defense. His strategy was brilliant. Qin's supply lines stretched hundreds of miles across treacherous mountains, making them fragile, while Zhao's supplies were close and secure. Lian Po planned to wear down Qin's army, draining their morale and food until they retreated. For months, the two armies stalemated. Wang He's repeated attacks on Zhao's fortifications failed, with heavy Qin casualties, and Qin's logistical situation grew desperate by the day. Back in Zhao's capital, King Shaocheng grew impatient for a quick victory, falling into a trap set by Qin's chief minister Fan Zhu. Qin spies infiltrated Zhao's court and spread rumors. Lian Po was old, cowardly, and ready to surrender, and Qin only feared Zhao Kuo, the young buck, smart son of a legendary Zhao general. Zhao Kuo was a gifted military theorist who knew every strategy by heart, but he had no real combat experience commanding a large army. Dismissing warnings from veteran officers who fought Qin for decades, he mocked Lian Po's cowardice and vowed to crush the enemy in one decisive blow. Blinded by overconfidence, he even tore up Lian Po's defensive battle plans, replacing them with his own untested offensive schemes that ignored the harsh terrain and Qin's logistical resilience. He was a leader who knew war only from books, not from the brutal battlefield reality, where split-second decisions mean life or death. King Shaocheng fell for the trick completely. Despite desperate pleas from Zhao Kuo's mother and top advisors, the king recalled Lian Po and put Zhao Kuo in full command of Zhao's army in Changping. When Qin's court learned this, they made a secret, deadly move. They replaced Wang He with Bai Qi, the most ruthless commander in China, known as the God of War and the Butcher of Changping. Bai Qi was a master of annihilation warfare, dedicated to total enemy destruction without mercy. Under his secret command, Qin frontline troops faked retreats to lure Zhao Kuo into a fatal trap. Overconfident in his book-learned tactics, Zhao Kuo abandoned all defensive fortifications and ordered a full pursuit. In one devastating day, Bai Qi sprung his trap. He sent 25,000 elite soldiers to cut off Zhao's retreat and seize their camps, and 5,000 cavalry to split Zhao's army in two. The entire Zhao force was encircled in a narrow valley, trapped without food or water. Qin's king, Zhao personally conscripted every man over 15 in nearby regions to block Zhao relief forces and seal all supply routes. For 46 agonizing days, the trapped Zhao soldiers suffered unspeakable horrors. They ate their horses, leather armor, and belts, and even resorted to cannibalism to survive. Morale collapsed entirely. Desperate from starvation, Zhao Kuo led 4 suicidal charges to break free, only to be killed by Qin arrows in the final attempt. With their general dead, the remaining Zhao soldiers, 400,000, according to Sima Qian's records of the Grand Historian, surrendered unconditionally to Bai Qi. This is the story's darkest and most debated chapter. Bai Qi faced a brutal dilemma. The prisoners were too numerous, loyal to Zhao, and impossible to control. Qin's army lacked food to feed them, and releasing them would mean they would rearm and fight again. He made a cold decision: mass execution. For 2,000 years, people believed the soldiers were buried alive. But 1995, archaeological excavations in Changping proved this wrong. The burial pits held bones with sword cuts, arrow wounds, and crushed skulls, some still embedded with bronze. Qin arrows, proof the soldiers were killed first, then dumped into ravines and lightly covered with soil. Excavations also uncovered rusted Qin swords, broken Zhao helmets, and fragments of military rations, vividly reconstructing the chaos of the final slaughter. The ancient term, Kang Sha, means execute and bury, not bury alive. Mainstream historians also adjust the 400,000 figure. Sima Qian's count includes battle deaths, support troops, laborers, and civilians. Modern research puts the executed prisoners at 150,000 to 200,000, still an unimaginable atrocity that sent shockwaves through every state in ancient China. The Changping massacre destroyed Zhao completely. The state lost an entire generation of young men, villages were left with only women, children, and the elderly, and its military power was shattered, never to threaten Qing again. Neighboring states like Han and Wei trembled at Qin's ruthlessness, rushing to send tribute and cede land to avoid Zhao's fate. This battle was the Warring States period's decisive turning point. With Zhao defeated, Qin faced no real opposition, and Qin Shi Huang unified China into the First Imperial Dynasty just 40 years later. The massacre also erased ancient Chinese warfare. Unwritten rules, prisoners were no longer ransomed or released, but targeted for total annihilation, reshaping military ethics for centuries. Bai Qi did not live to see Qin's victory. His success made him a threat to the court, and Fan Zhu's jealousy turned King Zhaoxiang against him. The king ordered Bai Qi to commit suicide, and before his death, Bai Qi admitted he deserved his fate for the lives he took at Changping. The Changping story is a timeless warning about hubris, political paranoia, and the cost of choosing military logic over human morality. It reminds us that empires and strategies are built on ordinary people's bones, and that history's worst atrocities are committed by ordinary men who believe their cruel choices are necessary. The hills of Changping still hold the victims, remains a silent testament to the terrible price of unchecked power. If you enjoyed this journey into ancient China, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more epic history. See you next time.